What's up, everybody? It's me, Mark Wahlberg. It's time for Bonfire Talks once again. Thanks for being here. Kaylin, my man, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, Mark?
Good. I've been watching TikTok, and I almost said, hello, me lovelies. There's this little Scottish girl. Have you seen her?
I love her.
Yeah, I can't bring you in yet. Hold on. I haven't introduced you yet. Goldie's going to join me. Hot Stuff is here, and we'll talk about her. But she's this... She can't be 13. She's 12, I think, and she always starts like, hello, me lovelies. And... how you doing today? And then she'll say hello, Jimmy boy, which is her dad, I think. And so that was what I felt like I was doing with you, Caitlin.
Okay. Well, I am a little Scottish, so.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Quarter?
Or
an eighth.
Wow.
Something like that.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, how you doing? Everything okay?
Yeah, all good.
Good Father's Day?
I did. It was very nice.
Did you do something special?
Well, I kind of had two Father's Day.
Wow.
Because I live with my in-laws. So the actual Father's Day was spent with, my wife's father and her brothers came over.
It was his Father's Day.
It was his Father's Day, and I still reaped all the benefits of it being Father's Day. Then Monday comes around, and so I got like two Father's Day. Then we did what I wanted to do on the Monday. So I got
Which was?
Go to the beach with the kids. Yep.
Just beach it with the kids.
Just beach with the kids, yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive.
How about you?
I had a very good Father's Day. I spent it with my kid that lives here. Morgan lives in Oxnard, so we went up there with his father-in-law as well. So we shared that, and we walked around the beach. And we didn't really walk around the beach. We went and got breakfast, and we went to Ventura Harbor. They had a big classic car show, and then we walked around to see where he will now be employed. But I'll get into that in a minute.
All right.
What I want to talk about now is what I'm really grateful for is that you and I are still having the same conversations, the same style and vibe of conversation we had.
Of course.
Because I am so fucking TikTok famous right now that I kind of expect a little bit more respect, a little bit of nervousness around me. And the person who has made me TikTok famous, other than my own personality, which I think is really what's driving this, is my lovely co-host for the day, my daughter. You may know her as Hot Stuff. You may know her as the Lazy Ballerina. I know her as Goldie. Although I loved your post. Goldie, hi.
Hi.
I loved your post saying, my government name is Goldie, and my brother calls me Lunchbox and all that. Yeah,
you
so
like that one?
I did. I liked it. It was good. I like that whole trend, actually. I've been enjoying that trend.
Thank you.
So Kaylin, I think we talked about this last time. Catch you up to speed is that Goldie is a retired professional ballerina.
Yeah.
I hate saying that. I'd rather say professional ballet dancer. It feels like ballerina is like a cartoon thing.
I know. I've actually talked about that on my TikTok. I think it's like a buzzword, and like real ballet dancers, like we don't say the word ballerina, but but from like a normal person perspective,
yeah,
I understand.
Yeah. But
say
anyway,
what you want, girl.
Yeah, live your life. So
yeah.
So when Goldie was dancing professionally as a ballerina,
there we go.
We would visit all the time and watch her do, whatever show, Nutcracker, whatever she's doing. And then we'd hang out. And when we'd hang out, I was known to occasionally break into dance, imitating her ballet world. Okay? So I would do these it'd be in the grocery store, it'd be wherever we are. And Goldie, without my approval, this is important to note, without my approval, and this continues to the new video that I cannot believe you put out.
I was going to ask you about this.
It's so fucked up. So
okay, continue so I can talk.
You're grounded.
No.
You're not on the phone plan anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot I had that card to play.
Too far.
Both my kids are on my phone plan and will be on until their kids are on their own phone plans. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Goldie cuts together this video of me dancing in different places, does not tell me, posted onto TikTok, for those of you who don't know. But at this point, pretty much almost everybody who went to the No Kings March has seen this video, is what I think, by the numbers. I like to tie it in politically.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah. Anyway, so as of today, I checked, 4.9? Mm-hmm. 4.9 million views.
Let me check right now because I wouldn't be surprised if it just got bumped up. But it's insane.
It's insane. 4.9 million views, thousands and thousands of comments. And the caption was petition for my dad to be on Dancing with the Stars. So let me just give you an update on all of that. Not only have several professional dancers who are pros on Dancing with the Stars commented and said they'll make a call on my behalf. Let me be clear.
He'll do it.
I have
He'll
no
do it.
desire.
Yes, he does. He wants to do it.
Yeah.
Don't make me dance.
Seriously.
Don't make me
be
dance.
too cool.
Please.
Uh-huh.
I really couldn't. But I really had no designs on this at all. Have no designs. And I think I don't have anything to worry about. But my agent saw the video, sent it to the casting people at Dancing with the Stars. Another friend of mine who knows them sent it to Dancing with the Stars. And so I think there's two factors here. One is from a dance level, I'm not quite at that level. And from a star level, I'm not quite at that level. So if they go, like if there's a show called Moving with the Familiar, I'm right for that one.
I like that. I mean, like, I truly feel like if anyone was perfect for Dancing with the Stars, it is you. And I'm not
in what the old Dancing with the Stars was, where not everybody had dance skills.
No. In the new Dancing with the Stars, you are right there with Alex Earl. And I'm not just saying it because you're my dad. It would just be incredible TV, and selfishly, it would just be the start of my Nepo baby career.
Because the story would come out of how this all happened, and then we would end up doing a pas de deux together, right?
Or maybe contemporary.
Oh, I would smoke my eyes, wrap my hair.
I mean,
and I would do all of the
yeah,
all the
think about all of the segments that we could do. You would come to the studio, you could sit with my preschool class,
you could rehearse me, right?
Rehearse, mom can come in, do a little something. I mean, it would just be incredible. But the backstory about that video is I was scrolling through my camera roll, one of my favorite activities, and I randomly just decided to post it, and I put my phone away, and that's how all of these viral videos happen. Post a little stupid something, put your phone away, and then I woke up and it was viral.
Yeah, crazy. And so fast. And what's funny to me and not so funny to me is that, well, this is what it kind of pointed out for me, Kaylin, is that here we are doing our little podcast. I've been on TV for longer than either of you have been alive. Pretty much. And can't get any of this action on any of my social media, right? And then this one thing goes out, and it's like the comments alone. And by the way, if you saw the video and you commented, I read all of them. Well, not all of them now because there's so many, but I read hundreds of them, and they were so sweet and so loving and so great that I'm like, there's some gap between what I'm seeing as far as connection to people and what is actually connection to people, because that's not all Goldie's audience. I mean, you have a good following, but not like that.
No, and that was what was so insane. And I felt this way when the show was airing as well. You are a person that gets very, very, very little hate comments, and the only one that you get is that you look like Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, which isn't a hate comment. Like, I think that's fun.
I think she's adorable.
Totally.
Yes.
So, of all the things that they could say, like, I, as your daughter, like, I actually got pretty nervous before Temptation Island aired on Netflix because I just felt like it was a much bigger pool, and you are a sensitive, delicate flower. And God forbid there was one comment, and I was so nervous about it. But it is incredible that however many comments are under that video, 99.9% are like raving about you. Well, which is pretty cool.
Very cool. I'd like to change subjects to the next video you posted again. Do you have something you want to say?
Well, I was just going to add that, if you've watched the show on YouTube, then I put those TikToks into the video, and then YouTube flagged it and went, that's copyrighted material.
Really?
Because of the song.
We just can't figure it
out.
So
I'm not going to put this new video in this YouTube episode, but I was like, all right, fine. They didn't take the episode down. They just said, you
can't do that.
And, so yeah, that's why you're not seeing that TikTok video in this episode. But if anyone out there listening did want to go see the video, then Goldie, where should they go?
Go to my TikTok. This actually works out perfectly.
It sucks so bad.
Lazy Ballerina, all your behind the scenes Mark Wahlberg content right here.
That I reap no benefit from. She's gonna.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
That is a perfect segue.
Yeah, it is a good segue. Do you want me to say it or you?
You can say it.
So, I received in the mail from my daughter, which, by the way, is the ultimate hustle. My Father's Day gift.
Yeah.
Because Chanel, like France, the Chanel, messaged the TikTok account, her TikTok account, saying, I don't know, something like,
for Father's Day, we would love to gift your dad our cologne and fragrance bomb for Father's Day. And they emailed me, and I looked at Tucker. I was like, this is spam. I get spam emails all the time, but it was the Chanel.
You know what's funny is I wish it was spam. I love spam. They could just send me that, like 3 cans of spam. It'd be much better than Chanel. No. So they sent this to Goldie. Goldie sent it to me. I just got it yesterday. Thank you very much, Goldie, for really putting in the effort to get me a Father's Day gift.
You're so welcome.
But, and Chanel, merci.
Chanel, like, yes, I love that you sent it to my dad, but you know.
Hook a sister up.
I'm here. I love Chanel.
What about my T-zone?
Yeah, seriously. But that was so fun. That was really, really exciting.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, I got a kick out of it too. She called me. She like FaceTime me. She's like, "You're not gonna believe this." And I love that we're like this excited over Chanel giving us like that little gift.
Smallest little, yeah.
Where everyone who's been on my show as a contestant just gets showered with things.
Yeah,
and I love that for them.
We have to figure that out because it drives me crazy because we really could do something together, but we'll figure something out. The empire is slowly building as we speak.
Can I make a request?
Maybe.
Because the next video she posted a couple, and one of them is us doing ballet together that I love. I can't believe it didn't do bigger than it did, but it did 1.8 million, which is still pretty.
Oh, only 1.8.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Whatever.
Come on.
But then a couple of them didn't do much at all. But she just put out a video that it doesn't look like it's going to go viral. It's got like 3,000 or something. Put it out like 2 days ago. But you gotta let your pops know before you do this. This is me dancing, but I'm obviously in Hawaii, I guess.
Yeah, this was like years ago when you were filming.
Yeah, and so I'm wearing shorts and no shirt. It's like a little cringe.
Well, I originally had that in the first video, and I had that thought of like, is this too much? Like, is he gonna? I don't know. Is it weird?
Yeah.
But then I said, fuck it. As soon as I got that taste of Chanel, I'm like, I'm scrolling through my camera. What can we work with?
I'm gonna exploit my father's dad bod to whatever I can.
1,000,000%.
I like it better that she doesn't tell you what she's about to post. Then she's gonna show you. You're gonna micromanage. You're gonna get in your head.
True.
Just let her do her thing and let it go viral.
It's so true because she did a video of Robbie with the dogs that also went viral, and Robbie would never. I can't take a picture of Robbie and post it without her, photo approval. So, all right, do what you need to do.
The news.
Huh?
The video got on the news.
Yeah, Newsweek picked up the video of Robbie with the dogs.
That was crazy.
That's pretty crazy. Anyway, you can post whatever you want.
Thank you.
And we do need to create some more content because there's an audience craving this.
Well, like, all jokes aside, there is. Like, people were commenting, oh my gosh, like, I love him. Where can we find more? This and that. And
actually, the comments were more like, I just went to your dad's accounts, and you got to help him. Honest to God, that was like we love him, but his shit sucks. So
well, you give yourself some grace, girl. You're not one of the girlies,
Yeah, I try to be.
But you can be.
Thank you.
You can be.
I can be swirly.
You can be anything you want to be. And didn't we talk about this yesterday?
Yes, we did.
You can do anything you want.
You can be anything you want to be. Speaking of being anything they want to be.
Yeah, perfect.
So, Kaylin, I have 2 children.
I'm aware.
Both are champions in their own right. Both of them chose the most difficult careers in the universe, if you ask Mom. Goldie became a professional ballet dancer at a reputable company for many years. Morgan told us my other child. Morgan told us at like 7 or 8 years old he was going to be a Navy pilot. And we looked at him and said, you're crazy. Both your parents are in show business. This is ridiculous. You should be in the USO. You should learn how to tap dance. That'll be a lovely career. He became a Navy pilot.
Who can tap dance?
Who can actually tap dance. But here's the thing. Goldie is not this at all. Their personalities are so different. Morgan is impulsive. When Morgan sees something that he likes, a movie or reads a book or has a trip or something, that becomes his wife said it perfectly. Carissa said it perfectly. Said that now becomes his culture.
Yes.
And this has been going on forever. So a lot of it was flying. It was, I'm going to be a pilot. I'm going to be a pilot. And if you go back and look at Halloween costumes, like every single one of them is some version of pilot. Mm-hmm. Then he saw Sons of Anarchy. Mm-hmm. When he was way too old to be influenced like this. And the next thing you know, he bought a Harley. He became Jax.
He's covered in tattoos.
Yeah. Yeah. Now he's all tatted up. He's a Harley guy. That's his whole thing.
He saw the movie Holes, and we still have a hole on the side of our house.
I forgot about that.
It's not just like...
I forgot about that. And that just came to be recently.
Yeah.
When he was 14, maybe.
Yeah.
13 or 14. We all saw the movie Holes. You know the movie Holes?
Oh, I'm well aware.
Come on, it's classic.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great book. Great book.
Stanley Yelnats.
Sploosh.
Sploosh. And so I hear banging around, and Morgan digs like a 4 foot deep, bigger, maybe deeper than that, hole. Not in our backyard, but in the walking space between our yard and the next neighbor's yard. Like this deep ass hole. And I'm like, you got to go fill that in. And he never did. This was 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago. So I had a problem with the oven recently and had an electrician come in to look at it. And they were like, where's your circuit breaker? And it was outside on the wall. And he comes back in and he says, it's back there, but it's all overgrown. I can't get to it. I said, I'll go. So I go back there and it's all overgrown. So I'm kind of going through the bushes to get into it. And I almost fell in the hole that still exists from 20 years ago that Morgan did. So that's an example of whatever he sees that moves him becomes his culture.
Yeah.
So the next thing, let's see, he was Sons of Anarchy.
Cowboy, big cowboy.
Oh, yeah. We were horseback riding quite a bit. Tattoo. He actually bought a tattoo gun.
Yeah.
And started learning how to tattoo on an orange. I mean, it just goes on. And then recently, he and Carissa went on a cruise. He's out of the Navy now. Hasn't been on a ship since he got out of the Navy. And they went on a cruise. And he loved it. As of today, I can announce that he's been hired as a crew member on a replica tall ship out of Ventura Harbor that gives, like...
Just field trips.
Field trips for kids and stuff like that. It's like an educational thing, but it's like a 2-masted schooner that he's going to learn how to be a sea captain.
I was going to say, is he going to be on this a below deck situation?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a below deck situation, although we plan to talk about it like it is.
I think it's more of like a Lieutenant Dan situation.
Yeah, if you need a first mate, I'll show up.
Yeah.
So, and he also, since he's gotten out of the Navy, has grown this big beard and he's got really long hair. So he literally looks like a pirate. I'm betting you now it's 3 weeks before we see a hoop earring out of one of his ears.
Oh, my God.
I think he's going to end up the guy from Dodgeball.
Steve the Pirate?
Steve the Pirate. He's going to be like with an eye patch and arg and all that.
Totally. So, I also think it's funny that Morgan, I was texting him after his cruise, and he was explaining what a cruise was to me like he discovered it. I went on this cruise, and you would not believe the things that you could do. And I'm like, yeah, People go on cruises all the time.
There's soft serve ice cream whenever you want it.
I mean, he really, like, from my perspective, it's like he's been in prison his whole life.
Yeah.
And now that he's out of the Navy and he's moved back to California, he's like, oh my goodness, there's cars on the street.
You can go to the beach whenever you want.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So that's exciting for him.
He's living his best life.
Yeah.
And as the kids like to say, I love this for him.
Totally.
And he'll be great at it. But
the only problem, big problem, he did not get our gorgeous olive skin.
That's true. That's true.
So that
you mean the olive skin that you display for all of TikTok? Like all of mine?
Okay, you're so lucky that you were tan, first of all.
I didn't look terrible. I was a little doughy. But...
No, it was great. It was great. Okay. But Morgan
he's fair-skinned.
He burns.
Instantly. So
that'll be a little bit tricky for him.
What I'm praying for, because the crew of this ship, it's like a 112-foot ship or something. The crew wears like polos and khakis, like that's their uniform. But every now and then, they do a field trip where they have to dress in period clothing.
No.
I am living for that moment.
Wait, he did not tell me that.
No, he showed me a YouTube video where they were wearing like these straw hats and bandanas and fluffy shirts, like Renaissance Fair on Water.
Okay, Mom should actually be really, really happy because he has done the biggest like circle around musical theater to land. Basically, he's like an actor on a ship.
Pirates of Penzance. He's doing it for his life. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Everything he does, he's like an actor on it. Even when he was a pilot, he was a great pilot. He was a really top of his squadron kind of pilot, but he also arranged all the pilots to do a musical number on the ship. Like he choreographed these numbers. And you know what I was going to say is that he's going to be great on this ship because him talking about history to kids, he's going to be great at that.
Okay, but like copycat because I'm the teacher.
You're great at what you do, Gold.
Thank you.
I want to switch topics.
Okay.
I'm fangirling on someone.
Who?
Alex Cooper.
Oh my God, me too.
And I have not heard one podcast of her.
That's crazy because I cried, first of all.
From the documentary? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got choked up too. Not because of the sexual harassment stuff, but...
No, I mean, that's a whole other conversation. And especially like living in Boston, now my whole TikTok is just all of the BU girls. But like, it was so surprisingly, like, I shouldn't even say surprisingly. It was so like motivating and inspirational. And I thought it was done super well.
I agree 100%.
Married to a Jew. So that's incredible. That's huge for our community.
For our people.
We need that right now. Yes. Not to get political, but shout out.
Shout out.
I thought it was amazing.
So I've been in TV a long time. I've, been a moderator and interviewer and all this stuff. And at this point in my career, I feel like I've mastered some of that stuff. I was humbled. I watched the documentary and I was inspired by her work ethic, her candor. I mean, and we can make jokes that she started, like her fame came because she had a technique for blowjobs that was, unparalleled.
Mm-hmm. We don't need to go there.
Yeah, that's awkward to talk to you about, but
all good.
All good. But talking about sex. Well, and by the way, the documentary really she then talks about it, and the documentary kind of points out the fact that, and I remember, I think in the documentary, Dave Portnoy makes this point that, men have been gatekeeping that kind of talk.
Totally.
Where women are far more graphic, I've found, when they talk about and share far more detailed accounts more regularly about sex and men and all and their bodies and everything. And she kind of claimed that ground, not for the first time, but most authentically, I think. And I just saw things saying that she may be your generation's Oprah.
Totally. And I think the documentary kind of showed that whether or not it was subconscious or conscious, it was like pretty strategic from the beginning. She knew what she was doing, even though it all was coming natural, like the conversations. But it's not like she was just like, oh, well, whatever, we'll just do this. You know,
Well, when I was saying I was inspired by her,
mm-hmm.
when I saw her doing her podcast and stuff and clicking her stuff together, her mic together, and I see the whiteboard with all the ideas on the board and her team and everything like that, I'm like, I got to step up my fucking game, man. Because I can't just waltz in here and go, I got Goldie on today. It'll probably be all right. She'll say some stuff.
First of all, let's change that tone. You got Goldie on today. Come on. But I also think, like, not to, like, get you out of whatever spiral you're going through, but you are, like, not in the generation where Alex is. And, like, the way that I approach things, like, nowadays, if you want to figure out something, you YouTube it, or you are able to just figure it out. And I think, I mean, obviously that didn't happen for you guys.
No, I'm doing it now.
Right. And it's challenging.
But I just, to get off of me and back to Alex Cooper, the fact that she was a D1 soccer player at Boston University, and not just a player, but like a champion on that team. The fact that she had to shoulder the burden of what was going on with her, that we're going to hear more about, because I just saw something today, like people are coming out in support of the coach, but her experience, whether this coach thing gets vindicated or not, her experience was her experience. And you and I can talk about in ballet, in the Navy, and all the different things that we've been exposed to, there's toxic behavior that we have to weather, that she has weathered and processed. And I feel like what I took away from the documentary is she went from a novelty of a dirty talking girl. I don't say that derogatorily. I'm doing it hyperbolically to point this out. To an authentic teacher and conduit of conversation that really lifts up predominantly women in the tunes of tens of millions of people, to the tune of tens of millions of people. And I think it's really impressive. Now she's gone from doing this whatever podcast to being a high-level interviewer of heads of state, So I was really, really impressed. I do know she's seen Temptation Island because she posted about it.
I know. Shout out, Alex. Come on. Let's do it.
I see, I don't even know how to, like, tag this so that she comes up on her feed.
We'll help you. I'll post a TikTok. She'll be calling you tomorrow. But I also wanted to figure out, like, they showed it a little, but I'm dying to know what actually happened on tour to make that guy quit.
You want me to tell you?
He was just overwhelmed.
I'm going to tell you, because her setting up that tour is so much in line with stuff I've done my whole career. Like those theaters, those rooms, trying to pull it together on different levels, different scales, right? And invariably, that position of, like, the stage manager, that key person, that position you need to think of like prima donna talent. Because they have that kind of a swagger and attitude and mood swing and performative behavior around that kind of, in that psychological profile. So, and it's not done maliciously, but the number of times the day before a show, someone loses their shit and walks off, and we have to have that story of, we can't do it without you, and they come back and go, okay, I'll get you through the next show, and they do that whole story. While it seemed like a big deal in a documentary, I have seen that a million. I may have even been that guy. I don't know. I've seen it so many times. It is literally a classic chapter in any mounting of any show. It happens all the time. It's either the lighting guy or the audio guy or somebody just, I can't do this anymore. And wardrobe is like, I can't, the demands are too much and I'm gone. It's usually a producer, right?
Yeah.
And they're not wrong, because it usually is that everything You have
All
people
of them.
stepping into a world that is not their world. Like touring a live show is not Alex Cooper's world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can even hear it in how she was like, I'm so nervous of my voice and all. And I was listening to all that going, that's my everyday. Like I do that all the time. It's not even a thing. But I get it. If you're behind a mic and all of a sudden you're going to be in front of an audience, it's a big leap.
And you can edit what you're saying.
That's right.
Plan.
So
Yeah.
I got it. But what happens to that position of the stage manager is you get all these people coming in with these ideas of what they want to do, and they're huge in their career, and they're like, can we just make that change? Can we do this? And I'm not saying Alex Cooper was at all difficult to work with, but the beast itself can be difficult to work with, and invariably somebody walks off like that. So I laughed when I saw it. I'm like, well, that's happening, and he'll be back. I'm not worried. He's going to be back tomorrow,
I did think it was cool. Like, I'm a person that listens to Call Her Daddy, and I had no idea that one of her best friend, she's like been a guest on the show. She comes in every so often. I had no idea she was the producer.
And friends since they were 11 years old. That made me choked up.
I know. It was really cool.
Yeah, that no one knows her better than that friend of hers. And and I also was impressed that she was that kid, which reminded me of our friend Jimmy Tatro.
100%.
Jimmy Tatro, you guys may know, created Real Bros of Simi Valley, and give me some credits. I mean, he was big. He started on Vine. He became a big Vine guy. He became a big Instagram guy, and now he's a big actor. He's doing lots and lots of movies. He's just got a movie out with Zac Efron, I think. Anyway, Jimmy Tatro, look him up. He's great. But Jimmy went to high school with Goldie and Morgan, and he was the kid that was like, when everybody would come back after the football game and crash out of my house because of underage drinking that I had nothing to do with and did not support in any way, shape, or form, he would be up in the middle of the night walking around with a laptop using the camera to record and edit videos. He was just always doing it. And that's what struck me about Alex Cooper, that she's living her authentic self. She was always that kid. And so that's impressive. Jimmy is that kid.
For sure.
And so when people, I've defended Jimmy many times, although I will say I've asked him to be on this podcast several times. He's like, I'm not doing podcasts. So he's totally big leagued me several times.
Yeah.
So Jimmy, I say with all love and respect, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Hook a brother up with a half an hour and migrate some of your gazillions of people and tell a story about how you went to Antarctica with Lewis Hamilton, you know what I mean? And you were snowboarding on a glacier with Shaun White. Just a couple of those stories. Help me out there, Jim. But he's a sweet guy. He's a sweet guy. Well, I forgot what the point. What was the point I was making?
Alex
Just
Cooper.
that he is very similar to Alex in that way.
In that, I know what I was going to say. I've defended him many times when people go, oh, he did that frat life video and it went viral and that's how he became who he is. I'm like, yeah, anybody can become viral on TikTok, 4.9 million. What's your follow-up? What's your work ethic? And both Alex Cooper, Jimmy Tatro, and others, and I can name all of them, even the ones you don't like, worked so hard at creating content after content. King Batch, another one I had the pleasure of working with on a Netflix comedy thing. But he's another one that, like, you can say what you want about his silly little videos as he started, but I think he's like a film school graduate, and he works it like a studio works it. So hats off.
I mean, I think it's like kind of a bigger conversation. Like when you're scrolling TikTok and you're seeing these influencers and they're going on these luxurious trips and making a shit ton of money, you think it's so easy. Why am I not doing it? And I'm currently trying to be that because I'm sick of everybody else doing it. And it's not easy. You have to be consistent. You have to work. You have to do the things. And when you're not in the mood, you kind of just have to do it if you really want to. And I think nowadays it's so normalized or kind of like annoying. Like, oh, she's an influencer. Oh, she has a podcast. But it's hard work to actually like make something, you know?
Yeah. And also to, for those who are sharing what their personal journeys are. Yeah. You know, that exposing yourself, it's so different than, I've had this discussion a million times with Mark DiCarlo and anyone my age where they're like going, they're famous for this now. I'm like, you know what? You know how fucked up that is when you say they're famous. Why are they famous now? They're now the stars, influencers are stars. And then I say that it's backwards because what made you a star before was whatever fake work you did in the media, and your real self was a secret. Mm-hmm. And depending on how far back you go in our country, in our society, worldwide society, is how in the closet people's lives actually were for image, what the studio would let you say that you were a star because of this. When in fact, that's only one aspect. You could sing really good, or you could dance really good, you could act really good, or speak English with proper grammar really well.
I was just going to say, I was like, really well, but I didn't want to be an asshole.
So, I mean, there's ups and downs on this, but I'm impressed by and inspired by those people who are sharing personal stories unabashedly when it's in the right vein. Like, I think Alex Cooper has found a purpose, that her purpose is there are women like her that, and she opens her mouth to say what they're thinking. And that's what I try to do on TV, on Temptation Island has afforded me a possibility where I can, react to what's going on in a relationship with these young people on the show in a candid way, an unscripted way. And sometimes I hit it in the right spot and people dig it. But anyway, we're going around in circles. But Alex Cooper.
We love you.
Hit your boy up. I'm a daddy in the daddy gang.
And your girl.
Yeah. I also am jealous that she's got like the daddy gang. Like that's a whole phrase. I don't have a sign off. I don't have a thing. I'm trying to work on those. Yeah.
We need one of those.
Yeah. We need one of those. And apparently, like the girl dad thing is a thing.
Oh, yeah. We should really lean into that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think this is what we're doing right now is leaning into that.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess this is like you're a girl. I'm a dad.
Dad.
It's happening right now.
Okay, we're crushing it.
Crushing it.
I'm a girl dad.
You're a girl dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at us.
Yeah.
Speaking of being a girl dad, your daughter is rushing to a Pilates class in a few minutes.
Well, let's wrap this up so you make it to Pilates, and I have to go to the grocery store.
Huh? What are you getting?
Well, here's the deal.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even talk about this.
We didn't talk about this at all, but Rob, my wife, Robbie, career dancer, Broadway, teaches tap, takes jazz, dances her ass off all the time. Goldie is third generation professional dancer / dance teacher, by the way. But just got her hip replaced yesterday. I say that she's a dancer so you don't think this is old lady surgery, that this is from overuse of professional injury like a football player getting a new knee kind of vibe, or Tommy John's for a pitcher. Yeah. So, but what has blown my mind in the 30 hours since she's had the surgery is how much shit she does for me that I now have to do for her. And I'm not into it. I'm all into loving her and providing and stuff like that, but I'm not into making toast.
Yeah, no.
I'm not into, okay, you need an ice pack, you need me to adjust your pillows and all that. I'm not as good at it as she is. So selfless about it.
She is very, very good at that.
Yeah. And so
you can do it. See,
I'm doing it.
You can do anything you want.
Or even some things you don't want.
Yeah.
But I do want to. I want to make her comfortable. I wish I could take her pain away. But I got to be more loving with her about it because I'm kind of like.
I know what you're about to say.
She's like, it hurts. I'm like, it doesn't hurt. You're still numb from yesterday. It can't possibly hurt.
Okay. Can I just say, you too, you've had your hip done. She's had her other hip done. You are polar opposites in your patient journey.
And that's making her crazy.
You're obnoxious. You make it a point to hop up off of the hospital bed. Look, I'm running down the hallway. And the doctors are like, maybe you shouldn't be running down the hallway. Yeah. And then mom is the complete opposite of like, oh my God, how can this be okay? Oh no. Like,
I'm a little nauseous.
Insane. Both
It,
of
it,
you
it
are.
is kind of insane. And I think mom is more sane than I am in being realistic, but you're absolutely right. I literally had my hip done. I went straight from the hospital to the restaurant to have a omelet and bacon and all that. And then the doctor's like, you should eat light right after the surgery because all the meds. Yeah.
The fact that you left the hospital and sat in a chair at a restaurant is something you need to look at.
I did squats at the restaurant to show off.
It's just so unnecessary.
Kind of
But
ball.
that's okay. Opposites attract.
Kind of baller though.
You're a freak.
Anyway, she's doing great, and I'm happy to go to the grocery store and buy her all the things that she needs, which I'm going to do right now. I also,
What are you gonna get?
I'm going to get Cascade Pods,
Delish.
7th generation lavender mint dish soap,
Okay.
a sleeve of Western bagels,
Nice.
some other bread, cream cheese. Yesterday, I got a quart of chicken soup, noodles on the side, carrots on another side.
Were the noodles
Oh,
okay?
and now I realize she ordered a matzo ball and we didn't get it.
She must have been fucked up if she didn't say anything.
She didn't say anything. She
good.
was loopy too on the drugs.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. And I may take a tramadol myself today. I don't know.
Hey.
You know. Anyway, so and then the other chore I had to do today before I say goodbye to you is mail a package for someone's another topic we didn't talk about. Someone is turning 30.
No.
On Sunday.
Nope, not me. I don't know.
I think it's exciting.
I think it's exciting too. Everything's going to be fine.
Closing comment. Final thoughts. You would normally say Rosebud Thorne.
100%.
But final thoughts, and we'll check back with you.
Okay.
How are you feeling about turning 30? Because I have feelings about it.
You have feelings about it. I feel like I have grieved and had every single emotion possible during my 29th year. So now that I'm about to be 30, I feel like I am ready to embrace it. And I have a loving boyfriend that has planned the whole thing, so I don't have to think about a single thing, which is incredible. And everything will be fine. The only thing that I'm pissed about is that I have gray hair, which like I can't even go there because I'm going to get emotional. Yeah, but look at me and look at you. Come on.
Hold on, I couldn't hear you because I took my headphones off. What'd she say?
Nothing.
Goldie, I love you.
I love you too.
This 30s, this decade is going to be your decade to soar. And the higher you soar, the bigger my TikTok will become.
Amen, sister.
Come on. And here's to a fabulous 30th birthday. I don't want to say the thing.
Just say it. What
30
flirting driving?
No.
Oh.
I'm wondering if your boyfriend's going to give you something for your birthday.
He better not, because I need to pick it out.
Oh, okay.
And he has things to do on his end.
Before the ring?
Yeah.
Well, I feel so much better because I need another season of Temptation Island before I can pay for a wedding.
Don't worry, I've already thought about that.
All right. I'm sure you have. I'm sure.
Ahead of you.
Check out at Lazy Ballerina on TikTok, lazyballerinaclub.com. More merch coming out. She's got this great line of merch, these sweatshirts that say human first, to remind you that if you're a dancer, you're a gymnast, you're an athlete, you're whatever vocation you've taken on to be, that you're a human before you're that, before you lose your soul in the toxic environment of whatever you're throwing your whole life into training for. So,
nailed it.
Kind of proud of you, Gold.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Before I go, quickly, that just reminded me that I was at my boyfriend's family, their house for the weekend, and I had to sit around a table while my boyfriend's mom explained human first to a group of people from northern New Hampshire that probably don't know what TikTok and Instagram is.
They don't know what anything toxic is. They just live with maple syrup and happiness.
I had to excuse myself, but she's very sweet. We love how supportive she is, but I was crawling out of my skin. So you nailed it. That was great.
Yeah, well, I'm good with the words. Gold, I love you. Your skin looks radiant.
Thank you. Did you watch my TikTok?
Where you asked for 30-year-old skincare. Oh, you asked ChatGPT for skincare stuff?
It's working.
This is the magic you're missing if you're not following her on TikTok.
Seriously.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming on the old podcast with the old. This is the Popcast today. The old Pops.
Okay. I like that.
All right. There you go.
You could be like the Pop Gang instead of Daddy Gang.
Yeah. Or. Yeah,
we'll work on it.
We'll work on it. It's not really working for me. All right. I love you.
Love you too.
I was talking to Kaylin, but I love you too. And I love
goodbye.
all of you guys. Thanks for watching. Goldie, take care. Kaylin, I love you. Thanks for being here. We'll see you maybe next week. I don't know. There's so much going on in the world. I really don't know. And I have to go to the grocery store. So, see you.